In the digital era of business, opportunity is fueled by developer velocity. As application environments become more distributed, however, accelerating app development becomes more complex, fueling increased interest for and adoption of observability solutions. To better understand the state of observability across distributed cloud environments, ESG recently conducted new primary research of 357 IT, DevOps, and app dev professionals employing or planning to employ an observability practice. To help me discuss this data in greater detail, I'm joined by Rob Strechay, Senior Cloud Analyst at ESG. Rob, I'm glad I'm able to have this conversation with you. Let's start with overall priorities. From the research, what priorities did we see that organizations have for their investments in observability?
Thanks, Scott. In talking to organizations similar to those that are on the call here today and watching, the goal is to have an overall enhanced observability, specifically around seeing the entire stack of the application. Number one, real-time insight into the applications and the infrastructure service levels that they're receiving. Secondly, they're looking for the ability to trace applications and associated infrastructure to understand where the faults are happening and get to root cause faster. And then they're really looking for the ability to quickly have insight into security vulnerabilities and the impact if a security vulnerability is seen.
Let's shift to some of the common struggles organizations see that fuel investments in observability. What do we see in the research on that?
What we saw was that collaboration is very difficult without visibility. 71% of the organizations said that they had inadequate visibility into the application performance, and that was really hindering their IT planning and operations. 65% of the orgs said that the lack of visibility into cloud applications put their SLAs at risk. And then further complicated by security visibility or lack thereof, 62% said their organization was at risk because they had insufficient cybersecurity visibility.
I want to focus on app dev. One of the things that jumped out to me from the study was we saw that 51%, so a slight majority, said, look, observability is essential to DevOps, with an additional 45% saying it's supportive to development. What are some of the benefits that organizations are seeing from their observability solutions within in that regard?
From a benefits perspective, they're really trying to see how they can tie IT to business KPIs. They're also looking to improve security detection and response and improve end customer experience, tighten alignment between ops groups in IT development and security, and increase visibility for traditional and cloud native applications.
So those are the benefits, which are great and transformational, but let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about the challenges. So what are some of the challenges that we saw from the research that organizations are typically running into when they start to deploy and manage their observability solutions?
So from a deployment perspective, it's around scale and reliability. That's always the top. Second is automation. Automation is extremely complex, and that complexity at deployment hinders their ability to actually get it rolled out. And then really it's cultural resistance of the different teams because maybe they've been using different tools along the way. When they get it up and running, some of the challenges they're having is, number one, was that scale. And then can they correlate the data in a timely manner was number two. And will they be able to provide enough visibility to understand what's going on in those cloud native and container environments?
What did we see from the research in terms of the outlook for observability moving forward?
What we see is organizations have started their journey, but really haven't made it that far. And there's near universal support and interest in expanding the adoption of observability. 86% said that they're going to expand their solutions in the next 6 months.
Thanks, Rob. We see observability transforming how developers, security teams, and IT organizations are collaborating. And I think the clearest testament to the value that observability provides is what we just talked about, is how universally users are expanding their investments in observability. One such solution that I want to highlight here is from VMware. Tanzu Observability by Wavefront correlates data across applications, infrastructure, developer, and DevOps tools with packaged dashboards, metrics, and alerts. Users gain instant visibility across all major public cloud platforms and hybrid environments. An example customer or example user environment is Space Ape Games. They utilize Tanzu observability dashboards to provide a superior user experience to 80 million players across the globe. For those of you watching that want to learn more or try out observability from VMware, we're going to provide a couple links at the end of this video for you to check out.